The Winnipeg Blue Bombers signed former CFL All-Star receiver Jalen Saunders. How do you see him fitting into the club's offensive attack?
Well, I think it's going to be a pretty seamless fit, to be honest. I mean, this team lost a couple of targets in free agency, right? They lost Darvin Adams. He went to Ottawa, and they lost Kenny Lawler, which was the real big hit. He was the number one target in the CFL last year. He left via free agency to Edmonton. Winnipeg did bring in Greg Ellingson in the slot, which I think is a pretty seamless fit. But bringing in Jalen Saunders, who I see also in the slot, I think means that this receiving core went from having one question mark to zero question marks. I see Rashid Bailey moving into Adam's spot at the boundary wide receiver position, which means your starting slot backs are you've got Nick Dembski, who is the number one Canadian in the NFL or the CFL last year receiving wise. You've got Greg Ellingson, who's a perennial all-star, might be in the Hall of Fame one day. And then you've got Saunders. Now, Saunders, it should be noted, is coming off a car accident. Before that, had a very serious knee injury, hasn't played any live snaps since 2018. But he's only 29 years old, and the last time we saw him on the field, he was unbelievable, guys. Like, this guy has 1,909 yards over just 25 career CFL games. He's averaging over 80 yards a start. And the fact that he also played in Hamilton with Zach Collaros, I think, is very notable because those two already have that chemistry, not only on the field, but off the field as well. You're not bringing in a complete unknown. So I think this is a great move for Winnipeg. I think their receiving core was really the only spot you could point at coming out of free agency to go, okay, I got some questions about this. How's this going to look? And I think they've answered them. And by the way, they've done it inexpensively. After Kenny Lawler went and signed for $300,000 in Edmonton, they're paying Greg Ellingson and Jalen Saunders less than that combined, than just Lawler's getting in Edmonton. So I think they've done a very smart job of this, and it's a great move. It's low risk, high reward, which I don't think you can beat.
If he's healthy, he's an impact player for the Bombers. And I would argue his high end and some of the things he can do as an athlete with his smaller frame might be more explosive than what Kenny Lawler can do. Now, they have different skill sets. I love Lawler. He's a bigger body, but I really liked Saunders when he was in Hamilton, and I thought he was absolutely a game breaker. I'm excited to see what he can do in the Winnipeg offense if he's healthy, because obviously the knee injury followed by the car accident, the time off, you don't know what effect that it's had, but that allows you to get him for a little bit cheaper. The upgrade here over having to start probably Kelvin McKnight, who has not yet proven himself in the CFL, now to have somebody who's a former all-star in that slot, it's just a fantastic addition by the Bombers, a really savvy move.